free. You know what I'm saying? So that's my only thing with Formula Zero.
Yeah, I want to go back to a younger Dame because I found it something, pretty interesting because your upbringing, some of the stories you told me back in the day, just going to 3 high schools.
Yeah.
Even back in the day, hot temper, you had no problem fighting and everything like that. What did you learn during those times? Or what moment was there where it was like, all right, I need to, fix this in order to get better? Or like, am I behaving in this sense? I read something that most of your friends died in high school and by not being in the right environment and right situation. Where did you start seeing where you need to straighten up and kind of be like, yo, I only got a couple years left. Let me get this going and follow my dream. Because the formative years in high school are the most important parts. You know what I'm saying?
I would say I always was like sharp mentally.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think just when you grow up around everything where you seeing people be successful and be around stuff and people, I've just seen so many things that I felt like the stuff I was doing was innocent. I'd get into a scuffle at school or, just little petty stuff, but it wasn't petty because it was continuing, So the thing that I think of, number one, is I was my sophomore year in high school, I transferred to a private school. I didn't really like it. I hated private school. And
it's safe.
I wasn't playing. So my coach, literally, would be on the bench the whole game. And I'm a sophomore in high school. And I remember I texted coach, and I'm like, how come I don't play? Like, why you don't play me? And he was like, you make soft passes. He just kind of said a list of things to me. And some of them I couldn't argue with, like I wasn't talking trash, but like I had a way about me that was like, it might have appeared that in practice I was really against my teammate that I was playing against because I was just competitive like that. So like at that time when I wasn't playing, then like I was going to school. I didn't like school there. Hoop wasn't working out, so I was ineligible. Like I actually like had like a 1.5 or something, and I was ineligible, and I had never done that before because I always did well in school. And I became eligible like right during the playoffs. I didn't really play. At the end of the season, I've told this story before. I had a conversation with the coach where he basically was telling me like I wasn't going to be on the team, and broke down all these numbers about, this many kids go to college, this many kids make it, whatever. And basically told me, like, you really think you're going to be one of those people, And I was like, yeah. And I left his office, I caught the bus home, and I told my dad, like, I know this is my second high school, but I got to leave. And my dad didn't want me to go to school in Oakland, but, my older brother, he was like, you got to let him go to the OAL. Like, you got to let him. So my dad let me leave. And I transferred to Oakland High. So when I get to Oakland High, like you would expect it to be a worse environment, which it was like as far as what went on. But when I transferred to Oakland High, like all my best friends went there. Drake, Drill, PJ, TJ, like
squad.
Like that was like I had been knowing them. I grew up around them. Like, and when I transferred there, I was like, I'm about to be starting. I'm hooping again. Like I'm with my friends. And I remember, like, I came to school. After school, it was like we had study hall and then practice, and then, we would go from there. And I just remember, like, I went to study hall thinking, like, we finna mess around. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just finna chill till it's over and leave. And when we went to study hall, all my friends is like, they just got on point. Like, they all had 4.0s. Like, all of my friends had 4.0s. And I never knew that they was like that academically. So it was that. And then we would go to practice, and they was just way more on point than I was as far as, like, discipline and just doing the right stuff all the time. And I think that was where everything changed for me because they was looking at me sideways like, damn, you always, like, do your homework. Like, why you late? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd be late to practice, and then summer league game, I don't start. I come there, we got practice. I wouldn't bring shoes to school. Like, I would just, like, not have hoop shoes.
I don't even know this person.
Yeah, like.
I have no clue who this person
But
is.
it was, like, that's when it really changed for me because, like, my friends was, like, on point. And I think once it was, like, kind of embarrassing for me because, like, they was looking at me like, what are you doing? Like, this ain't how we operate. So when that happened, that was when my discipline I became like the disciplinarian. That's when I kind of was able to hold myself accountable, and that's why you be like, man, you like your son gonna have a hard time because you don't cut no slack, and that was kind of the beginning of that where it was like, man, that was a turning point for me.
That's